Hi, what's poppin' world? Back at it again with another video for y'all. Y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Without further ado, the title is read, obviously. I am out here at the trucking school currently, and this is my third week of CDL school. This ain't gonna be a long video, but I pretty much got this down. I got it down. We go ahead, show y'all the truck, feel me? It's a little practice. The other truck out here, you feel me? That's the school if y'all wanna tap in with the school and all. They got the shameless plug off me. T-shirt. So we official with it out here. But to get to what y'all really came here for, which is the experience. How's it going where I'm at, and where am I indicated, or where am I trending as far as where I'm headed towards, right? Where I came from, y'all can see the previous videos, but I'm going to summarize it for you. Pretty much no kind of really big vehicle driving experience outside of FedEx, and the 26-foot step vans isn't really no comparison to like the big trucks and stuff like that. Just different braking system, different mechanics, so on and so forth. But driving is driving, so you do it enough, you'll catch on to it. Pre-trip. So, for example, I'm gonna show y'all a little brief summary of what to look to if y'all deciding to get y'all CDLs. Feel me, going to CDL school. So what we got here is we got left right indicator. Pull this forward for the four-way flashers, you feel me? Or no, actually that's the high beams. Back here's the four-way flashers. Hopefully y'all are able to hear that. Let's look at the windows. This right here is the tractor brake. So this is for the truck. This is for the big trailer in the back. So you push it in to disengage it, you pull it out to engage it, to make sure that if you are pressing on the accelerator and stuff like that, that it won't go nowhere. This right here, feel me, you just flip these in and out. A good feel for what it looks like to see what's inside a CDL truck and all that, right? So that's pretty much like the in-cab, pre-trip and stuff like that. And the air brake test, I ain't finna go through all that. It's a lot of ins and outs, and maybe certain schools do it differently. So I don't want to tell y'all one thing, y'all end up learning another thing. But they're pretty much typically around the same kind of, testing and stuff like that. So here is, at least regarding my school, the ins and outs of what you would have to do in order to pass, right? So you have your ABC. Not really sure how they go in order, but A, being the front hood and the stuff in the front. B, being in the back of the tractor or the back of the truck. And then C, which is inspecting the trailer, the side of the trailer, behind the trailer, so on and so forth, right? So those are the three outside inspections. Then you got your inside inspections where you checking all your modules and making sure everything's functioning properly and stuff like that. That's the first phase of the test, which is the pre-trip, which is you're making sure all the components are functioning on the truck before you move into your second phase. Now the second phase here is the air brake test. The air brake test, you got like these hydraulic pumps, and I'm not sure of the 100% ins and outs. I just know that there's a supply tank, and it supplies air into the braking system, because how a truck brakes is not regular just brake drum, you feel me, and brake pad. It's air. It's air, springs. It's a very complex system in comparison to a car, right? But when you're doing an air brake test, you're pretty much, what you got to do is you're manipulating the air And based off the PSI pressure is how you're able to indicate if there's something wrong with the air brake system. Like, for instance, if there's any leaks, or, you're losing air because you don't want to go on the road and there's a discrepancy, there's a way to check for that before you're able to go on the road, right? So that's the second phase, which is the air brake test after, give me 1 second. Okay. So after the pre-trip, you got your air brake. Third phase, which is the skills test. I'm about to show y'all right now. Quick little preview because somebody tested. So you straight back in between these cones. Let me get y'all focused. Feel me? Straight back in between those cones, and then there's gonna be another maneuver. So you're pretty much guiding the truck in between these two cones, and you want to get that entire truck outside the box as you're guiding it through the cones from the front to the back, right? After you do that maneuver, then there's one more maneuver called offset parallel parking, which is what they would consider your blind side, which is the passenger side. Now, if we have enough time on this video, probably be able to set up a person doing a demonstration and stuff like that, which is the third phase is the skills test, right? The skills test is pretty much what I just showed you right there, which is showing how you're able to maneuver. It's kind of like the serpentine test if you're doing certain like commercial vehicle training and stuff like that, just to show do you have the mechanics of getting in and out of confined areas and stuff like that, right? Then the fourth and final phase of the CDL test is the road test, right? So when you're going on the road, the way that the truck has to, position itself for the trailer to pivot itself around turns, because a turn too sharp could, what they call is off tracking. Off tracking is basically like, it's exactly what it sounds. The wheels are going off track from the way you initially turn from the first set of wheels in the front. So the wheels in the back are off tracking. They're going off track, and you have to compensate how you pivot the first wheels so that the back wheels at the back of the trailer can be able to get around certain areas without turning too sharp and bleeding in the lanes, or turning too sharp another way and hitting a cone or hitting a curb or hitting a car or a vehicle. So it's certain mechanics you have to get down, and having a certain level of awareness when you're making certain turns so that you can fit into these windows without, hitting something or so on and so forth. So those are all 4 phases of the CDL test. Now, like I said, there's specifics and things of that nature that, I'm not going to go through all. That's pretty much the summary. Now, from where I'm at right now, if I was to put it in a percentile perspective, I would say 70% pre-trip, about 60% air brakes. I'm around 80 to 90% regarding the skills. And then the road test, I'm probably about 70, 80, because the road test is literally just driving forward, right? The only things you have to worry about is when you're turning, make sure you're looking at the back of your trailer on every turn to make sure that you have the clearance, or you're turning wide enough, or you're turning sharp enough, or whatever adjustments you need to make in real time. So that's where I'm at. And I'm about to go through my reevaluation today, so that way the instructor can refine and make sure I can pick up on the things that I'm missing regarding like my pre-trip, because that's the most verbal part of the test you have to worry about, which is the naming all the components and functions and things of that nature. But with that being said, this is my 3rd week. I feel like I've learned a lot, maybe in about 9 to 10 days. If I missed anything, you can go ahead and leave that down below. But with that being said, Okay, maybe we can do a little bonus round. I think. Okay, nah, it's all good. But appreciate tapping in. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm gone. I'll catch y'all in the